Hi everybody, it's Grant from Dome Music Technologies here. Wanted to make a wee quick tutorial video about the latest module from DMT, which is called the Baba O'Lowry. This module is a MIDI processor. It was designed to replicate the function of a thing called Marimba Repeat, which was a feature of some of the models in the Lowrey electronic organ range. The most famous use of this was by Pete Townshend when he recorded the introduction to Baba O'Riley off the Who's Next album. A lot of people, myself included, thought that this was using some kind of synth and sequencer combination, but in fact it was just the marimba repeat function on the Lowrey organ. So before I introduce the Baba O'Lowry module itself, I've just created a quick sort of electronic organ type patch here using the polyoctave oscillator, which takes a MIDI input from the host. In this case it's just my keyboard here. Feeding the output through a bandpass filter to give it a sort of lo-fi quality, and again through a spring reverb to give it even more of a sort of vintage organ feel. So as you can hear, it's just very simple polyphonic source. If I take another lead from the MIDI input and I put it into the keys input on Baba O'Lowry, you'll see that these LEDs light up according to which keys are being pressed. If you sort of tilt your head to the left, you'll see that the switches here are in the shape of one octave of keys. So you've got C, C sharp, D, E flat, E, F, F sharp, G, A flat, A, B flat and B. So if I just play a C on the keyboard, you'll see that it's illuminated beside the C switch. And because the switch is positioned to the left, that sends the C note into the A bank of notes where it stores them. And although there's only one octave of notes here, any C that you play on the keyboard will be registered as the right note in the A bank. If I move up the keyboard, you'll see that some notes are assigned to bank A and some notes are assigned to bank B on the right hand side here. So just run up through the notes of the keyboard. And what the Baba O'Lowry does is it will actually alternate between the A bank notes and the B bank notes at a rate determined by the rate knob. So if I disconnect the MIDI input from the keyboard and to take the repeat out from Baba O'Lowry, you'll see that if I press the C note again, for as long as I hold it down, it's being turned on and off at the speed determined by the rate note. So the rate is calibrated in beats per minute, and it will repeat using 16th notes, so it's actually quite rapid. And it doesn't just chop up single notes, it will actually chop up chords and any notes that you hold down. But what it does is, on the downbeat it will play the A bank, and on the upbeat it will play the B bank. So you get a very rapid alternation between the two notes if they're in different banks, each 1/32 note apart, so it's a very rapid sort of trill you get. So we can slow that down so you can actually hear it. and see what it's doing. So I've turned it down to 30 beats per minute, and if I just hold down the C note, you can see that whenever the A bank light is illuminated, it sounds on the A bank note. If I then add a note that's in the B bank, so if I press an A key, you can hear that it's jumping between the two. If I add another note from the A bank, so if I select a G note, it plays both the C and the G on the downbeat, and it just plays the E note on the upbeat. And it stops as soon as you lift your fingers off the keys. So you can choose which notes go to which bank. So if you switched all of them over to bank A, then any notes that you hold down will only sound on the downbeat. And none will sound on the offbeat. So if I just reset the controls to their default condition, these A and B selector switches are set up to exactly match the way it was set up on the Lowrey organ. So I'll try my best to play the introduction to Babbitt O'Reilly. I'll do different parts at different times because my keyboard skills are a bit lacking. So the basic beat goes like this. So that's just playing an F note, C a fifth above, and then another F an octave above the original. One of the little trills that Pete Townshend does initially is a run up from the C note through D, E and F. So you're getting a bit of a sense of that sort of trilling sound, but it only really comes into its own when you do both at the same time. So we'll see how this goes. So yeah, not as professional as I would like it to be, but you do get the sense of what was going on in the original piece. So that's the most basic function of the Babbitt O'Reilly module. Hope it's been informative and educational. So I think I'll leave it for there, and later on I'll introduce the functionality of the external clock input and the set A and set B inputs. But I think I'll leave it for there just now. So thanks for watching.